Well, Mrs. One Time Right got me this year for Christmas. It was touted as the original multi-tool. It's fairly large by today's standards. Has an axe head, hammer head, staple puller, pliers, wire cutter in the center, and on the other end a flathead screwdriver and a bottle opener, which comes in handy at the end of a long day. This would be a great tool though for putting in your camping box or having in your tractor or in a boat or in your vehicle. I'm going to do a few modifications to it. I hate to do that because I love tools in their original condition, but this one it needs to get put back to its original, at least pivot screw. This is a stainless screw with a nylock on it, which I'm sure is working well, but just isn't period based and doesn't look right, and has quite a bit of play in it. Also, the bottle opener portion of it doesn't actually work because the screwdriver gets in the way, so you can't really get underneath the cap to pull it off. But I think if we cut that and turn it around, then you could pry a cap off a bottle without taking the tool apart. And also the handle isn't that comfortable. It's just squared off steel, and I think I'll wrap it in some parachute cord, and that'll help make it a more usable tool if you do end up using it for a longer period than just a couple minutes. So I separated the two halves, cut the shaft on the bottle opener, turned it around, welded it back again, and now we just need to grind down that flush with the rest of the shaft and then put it back together and put a handle on it, and I think we're done. So a little trick that I've learned over the years, and I use it all the time, is to wrap a steering wheel or a tool or any sort of handle where you want a little more diameter and a little more comfort, especially if you're working with a tool all day long. And this method has worked really well. You basically take parachute cord, you start in about 1 inch and hold it, and just start wrapping it around. Nice and tight. When you get to about 2 or 3 wraps of where you want to finish, before you get to 2 or 3 wraps, take a piece of thin gauge wire that's heavy duty and you lay it on the piece and then put your last 2 wraps on it. Then you tuck the end into that piece of wire and hold it tight, and then pull that wire back underneath the last 2 wraps. You may need I'm using a small pick to lift up and allow it to get underneath it. Once you get it pulled through, should be nice and tight on there. I'm going to take my razor knife and cut off the trailing end. Once you've tucked all your wraps and got it nice and tight, I take a blowtorch and what I call caramelizing it, but you're just slightly melting the parachute cord, and it enables it to bond together with itself along with the steel. So we found this old square bolt and a nice brass nut, and that'll keep it snug without being a nylock. We have our handle wrapped here, so it's a lot more comfortable, and we turned around the bottle opener so it actually works. So I think this will be a great tool for about any toolbox.